Hi everybody, my name is Bob Kalm and I teach interactive media at Quinnipiac University. I always tell my students to start with a thesis. So my thesis tonight is that the web teaches good writing and good writing rules the internet. I have a BFA in film from NYU, and I worked in the city for 10 years, and then I came back to Connecticut and got my MFA here. I believe in the MFA life. I believe in the fine arts life. I believe in taking that risk whenever you can. And by getting my MFA, I took the risk again and I got an agent. So I thought I did well that time. This man coming up here is my grandparents' brother-in-law. He is the biggest swindler of the 20th century, and you don't know his name, and that's a book deal. But it was relevant in 2008 because Wall Street was collapsing and there were swindlers and Bernie Madoff, but also because it was 2008, Wall Street was collapsing, Kindles were appearing, and publishing was on a rocky road, and that agent disappeared as fast as she came. So then Quinnipiac called me and said, would you like to teach a course in writing to our web producers, our web programmers, our web designers? And I said, sure, that sounds interesting. I've produced some websites. So I did that, and I didn't know that this course was the most hated course in the program. None of the professors wanted to teach it. So it didn't go that well. My boss still calls it my trial by fire semester. But in that, I learned, I tried to teach them a writing course. I did a workshop. I sat everybody on campus in a room talking about our voices, when what I really needed to do, I could have quit when that happened, and when it didn't work. I didn't get a degree in education. But I remembered what art has taught me. Everything is a draft. I'm still working on that swindler thesis, and I was going to stick with the course and try it again. See, what communication is, I was teaching a communication course, and I wasn't communicating, was the irony. And what communication is that I need to know what I need to get out to you and translate that into your language. So that's exactly what I did. I took the course online, and I worked really hard at turning what I knew about writing and communication into what they knew about the web. And we didn't use Moodle or Blackboard or any of these internet programs that they have at universities. I took them online. They got their own blogs, had their own pseudonyms to protect their bylines. They got Twitter feeds. And I got an iPhone, and we only talked through words and through technology. And everything changed. The class went spectacular. I got the best reviews. It completely turned around. And by doing that second draft, I suddenly had a new audience. We were out in the cloud. So now I had people from all over the country. I had people who, I had a New York Times section editor and a Fox anchor, and they were angry. Their salaries were halved. People who were unionized editors and reporters and journalists suddenly had to do all three or lose their livelihoods. They were very angry. And what the problem was that they didn't realize that this was also communication. When I asked them to get a Twitter account, they literally wanted to throttle me. And so I realized I had to do a third draft for a new audience. And so what I did was I introduced them to Twitter. This is Twitter. This is what they were afraid of. This is their new technology that they didn't understand. This is my class. You in your seats with your cell phones and your Twitter apps can look at our course number, our hashtag right now, and look at my conversation in real time. Look at the dialogue that we're having and learning to have online, and they're learning to communicate online. This is on my phone. Our little course in Hamden, Connecticut, you can get it in Shanghai. And see, this is what people all over the world are doing. They're using Twitter, they're writing Facebook statuses, and these are sentences that they're learning how to construct. Why do you think Grammarly and Grammar is one of the biggest sites on Facebook? Because everybody is learning how to communicate. There are more people using writing than ever before. And what I learned to do was not only teach people who only know the web how to write better, but I taught people who know how to write how to use the web better. These are my two best examples of interactive writers. Twain, who was using his pen name to create quotes and quips better than anybody on Twitter using a Twitter handle. And Dickens wrote all of his books, every single one of his books, in serial periodical posts every week. And the London People would actually comment on them and tell him how to do it better. This is all the writing process that we're all doing now. And what's another word for process? Algorithm. And an algorithm, the Google algorithm, is helping audiences get in touch with better writers and vice versa. So now I've got my algorithm, that a tweet can teach you how to write a better sentence, that a Kickstarter can teach you how to write a better business proposal, that Wikipedia is better knowledge. And yes, a slideshow is going to teach you how to write a better speech. That's one of my students who was here last in the spring for the last one. She did her presentation on what she developed in class. And I taped these on video, and I'm doing it myself tonight to show my students that you can start up anything. See, the web doesn't have to keep you inside your house. It can actually get you out of your shell. Are people tweeting about their lunch and their indigestion and the weather? Yes, but we have always had small talk. See, other people are using it to do things. And the thing I want to leave you with is that the web is also a process, and we're at the beginning of that process. And us plus the web is going to do great things. If you are still skeptical, I invite you to go at my site. The ebook will be out next month, and if you sign up for it tonight with the words Pecha Kucha, I will give you a free copy next month. Thank you very much.